Welcome to Young and Hungry for another episode where we discuss young entrepreneurship, where we discuss mindset, where we discuss wealth creation, where we bring you along with all of our endeavors, including our failures and successes, so you can learn from us on the way.
100%.
My co-host next to me, virtually in Florida with palm trees, is James Sansone.
How we doing, everybody? If you are a young, hungry entrepreneur looking to achieve success, the great news is you're in the right place. We're going to take you through.
100%.
We're going to be your friend, your mentor, your brother, your father. I don't care what it is. I just want to help you, man.
Sister nowadays, it could be.
Yeah, somebody thinks I'm a girl, man. I don't know. If they want to think that, then sure, they can call me whatever you want. Hey. I want to be with you, man. I want to help you out.
Instagram, TikTok, Discord, all of our medias are going to be in the description below. Discord's a great community. We want to fill it up as much as we can. You can get advice from any realm of entrepreneurship that you could possibly imagine. You want to talk about Discord?
Yes, sir. So the Discord is live right now. And in the Discord, we have many different categories. Business operation, legal, we have marketing, we have content creation, we have sales, all prompted through ChatGPT. So the Discord is prompted with ChatGPT on how we would respond to certain things and our knowledge. That is all programmed into the Discord. So if you are somebody that is a business person, an entrepreneur, looking for these types of advice, legal, entrepreneurship, business operation, business development, marketing, content strategy, or even business structure, all of that is live in the Discord in ChatGPT. Join now.
Yes, you know where to find it.
No, nothing else to say about that.
We'll get into AI later on in the episode. We're going to discuss a few things today. But first, we're gonna start off with some topics. I mean, there's one that's pretty interesting. Dow Jones is down 200 points right now, and Bitcoin is slowly rising.
Ridiculous.
What do you think this means, James? Because I'm kind of iffy on crypto, but I want to hear your opinion.
Look, man, the crypto environment, all the crypto environment means is people who don't trust the government, don't trust the US dollar, and are looking for an alternative source to put their money, alternative vehicle to put their money that they can control. That's why crypto is so popular. If it was controlled by the government, dude, I think it would dip.
Yeah, it is decentralized, which has a lot of benefits to it. I think the government's starting to regulate it more and more, as much as they can, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it kind of scares them a little bit. I don't have anything invested into crypto. It's just fluctuated so much. I do believe in blockchain technology.
So do I.
I don't think I'm completely... I know a lot of people have made a lot of money on crypto. I'm just not completely sold on it right now in time. Right now is not a time where I think I'd invest.
The blockchain is the future,
personally.
Man. The blockchain is the future.
Yeah, I would invest in blockchain technology for sure.
That's what crypto is, bro.
1,000%.
Crypto is blockchain.
Yeah, but not necessarily like the coins. I would invest in companies that use blockchain technology.
Okay. So
you know what I mean?
So want me to give you my thought and tie it to my background of why blockchain technology is the future?
I would love to.
Sure. So here we go. And I've had many conversations about this. The blockchain is a secure network, right? And it sits on one platform. I believe that the future of memberships, if any industry uses memberships, and I'm from fitness, so I know, the future of NFTs and memberships are together. NFTs will become the next generation of the gym membership. Your gym membership will be an NFT.
That's interesting because I think concert tickets, they're going to start being NFTs. And you're starting to see companies, I think it was they're doing this with wine now because wine has a huge counterfeit market, right?
Yep.
And a lot of brands struggle with people making fake versions of their product.
Yep.
And so if you have and you can't copy an NFT, yeah, you could screenshot it, but when you own that NFT, you know if you own that NFT, right?
Yep.
So I heard a little rumor going around that a lot of these big brands, and especially like a lot of wine labels too, they're going to, when they release a vintage, let's say it's 20,000 bottles, or let's say it was 10,000 bags or whatever. That's how many NFTs it'll come with. So whoever owns it owns the NFT, and that's how you verify if it's real or not.
100%. Dude, I mean...
Which is interesting.
These people who are high-end, that's really where it is right now, because they need the validation of the owner. And you're going to see it trickle down into different industries as this technology becomes more stable and more regulated and more popular. But, I mean, based on my industry, dude, your gym membership in 5 years will be an NFT, no question. If it's not in somebody else's gym, it's going to be in mine.
Hey. Talking about fitness, man, I'm on a 24-hour fast right now. I haven't eaten in about 24 hours since 6 p.m. last night, so like 23.
Really?
Dude, I saw this thing, and I kind of wanted to try it. Usually I'll have like a brunch and then a dinner. I'll usually eat like 2 times a day. Mm-hmm. It's just what's worked best for me. But I started to eat breakfast the past 2 weeks, and I just felt a little lazier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. And I think as humans have evolved, back in the day, you wouldn't get to eat unless you killed your prey, right? So I think there's something in us where once you eat, you almost feel satisfied because it's like, oh, I don't have to hunt anymore type of thing.
I know what you
mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
So for me, I haven't eaten in 24 hours. I'm the most dialed in I've ever been. I think it has to do with your body putting itself in like some sort of mode where it's just go.
It's survival,
go,
man.
Like survival mode almost. Exactly, yeah.
Dude,
And so this was also something to get me out of my comfort zone. I was getting a little comfort, so I was like, I got to challenge myself. So I was like, you know what? Let's try a 24-hour fast, or maybe even 48 hours. We'll see. I was leaning towards 48 hours, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about rewards, man. You got to feel like you're doing something. You got to have progression to your life, and whether it's your diet, your professional career, anything, man, you have to have progression. And once you get that little comfortability, that's where people like you and I, and I'm sure other people out there too, feel like, man, I'm stuck right now. I need to do something. I need a pain. I need something, the next mountain to climb.
Yeah.
You know?
And man, listen, it's hard to wake up every single day at even 6 a.m. Even 6 a.m. To wake up at 6 a.m. every day, it is hard, especially if you're alone. It is hard. I think a gym partner is really important because you keep each other accountable. But when the only person to keep you accountable is you, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
So I think it comes to a mental battle where it's like, okay, I made a promise to myself. Am I going to keep it? Am I a real ass dude or not? And listen, sometimes like today, for example, and I filmed a video on this. I woke up 5:30. I stared at my phone for 30 minutes debating if I want to go to bed. I'm like, you know what? No, going to the gym. 30 minutes, stayed in my bed, went to gym, right?
Yep.
Stayed in the parking lot for another 30 minutes, just feeling lazy, right? It's like 7 o'clock at this point. I'm just in the parking lot, right? And I realized after my lift, I was like, I still made it. So some days when you really don't want to do something, it might take you a little bit longer, but as long as you get it done, man, you will feel so good. You will feel so good, I promise, and it will start your whole day off good, Just
100%.
Just walk into the gym. It doesn't even have to be a crazy gym session. As long as you just put your 2 feet into that gym, you will feel amazing.
100% agreed. I mean...
It's a mindset thing.
And you know what, too? I had a problem with going to my apartment gym, and I feel like now it's easier for me to get in the car and drive to a gym than it is actually walk. Just for some, I don't know if it's just me or if that's other people too, but I can't even go.
It might be because it's too close to your apartment.
Agreed, man. Agreed. I think.
And when you're in an environment, because when we went to your gym, there was like no one really there. I feel like when you're in an environment where you have a lot of people working out, I don't know. I just feel like it boosts you a little bit.
It does. Next.
So, James, how's everything going?
Not good.
How's everything in your life right
Not good. I'm making a lot of money. I'm on track to hit 25 grand this month, but it's not going good. It's hard, man.
Some of that might have to go to some fees,
Nah, I mean, no. But listen, the amount you make doesn't reflect how good your life is. I have to tell you that. It doesn't reflect it. 100%. It's going to be freaking hard sometimes. When you are like, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm excelling to a level where other people are starting to like try to push me back. I feel like I'm starting to stretch that rubber band where it's like, okay, James, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Don't go too far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what my dad told me ever since I was young and I would talk about being an entrepreneur?
Go ahead.
The more money you make, the more people there are trying to steal it from.
I know. Dude, I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it now.
Mo money, mo problems.
I'm feeling it now, man. Like, there are people out there genuinely trying to stop me. Genuinely trying to stop me from creating my own income. Ever since I started.
Yeah.
I mean, it is literally unbelievable how many people want you to fail. People don't want you to succeed.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. And I think that needs to change, and it never will. That's the thing.
It won't.
You can have 100 people in a movie theater who just watched Avatar, and one person, even if one person's gonna say it was shit, you're gonna ask them why. They're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't know, it was just shit." You know what I mean? Like, no matter where you are, there's just gonna be someone who disagrees just to disagree, not necessarily for anything at all, but they don't want to.
Haters.
I really don't get it. They're just haters. That's
haters.
It. They're insecure.
Haters.
Exactly.
They see
what are you gonna do? That's just life.
They see people above you that are seeing you catch them will try to stop you. Those are going to be the people that try to stop you, not the ones that are already there that are like, man, like I just want to see other people be successful, you know? People that are fighting for their own jobs, people that are fighting that have people above them, those are the people who are going to try to stop you. Not the entrepreneurs like your dad who already made it and they're like, man, I just want to see young kids be successful, man.
No, exactly. And not only is it the competition that you face, but I also think it's just people who are extremely insecure and they don't understand how to make money, and it's envy, and you're starting to live a life that they wish they had or they don't know how to have.
Or they see you're going to pass them.
They get confused. Yeah. Or people right in front of you.
Yep, 100%. Man, he's on track to beat me.
100,000. Hey, unless it's your boys, man, like, always got to bring your boys up.
You got to have a circle like this.
1,000. I want to see you win, James. I want to see you win so bad. I want to see you be one of the richest people on the planet.
I will be, no question. I'm gonna.
100%, dude.
I'm gonna hit $1 billion before 45. I know that's double what Kylie Jenner was, but I mean, I'm not Kylie Jenner.
Man, I believe you. I believe you, man. Anything you want to put your mind to is possible.
What's your goal? 45 net worth. You got 4 years. Jump on me, man. I'm jealous of you. Maybe I gotta start holding you back. No, I'm just kidding.
I've heard this a lot. I've seen a lot of videos. I've talked to a lot of people, and they say, like, once you get to a certain amount of wealth, it's what else can you buy, man? Like, I want to get to a point where I don't have to worry about money and I can do whatever I want. I can fly private jets, this, that. And by the time I get that money, it's probably going to be a different number than we think it is now, just due to inflation and what we've seen the past, like, 30 years. Like, the millionaire back then is worth if you aspired to be a millionaire back then, that's like now aspiring to be a 8-figure income earner.
That's
you know what
interesting.
I mean? Like, a few, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have tens of millions now, you're the equivalent to what
a
millionaire was considered like 30, 40 years ago, you know, which I think is interesting. So
that's a great question. What does the chat think about that? What is $1 million equal to today, 25 years ago, 30 years ago? In 1990, what is $1 million today? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, dude. What can $1 million get you? I mean, $1 million will give you a great life depending on where you live too. Like, don't get me wrong, but to have complete financial freedom, you need a lot more than that. So I just want to work the hardest that I can. I want to do the best that I can, and I just want to support my family in the end. I can't wait to have a family, man. That's one of my goals. I just want to have a big family. I want like 6 kids, man. I want Christmas time to roll up and the house is full, decorations everywhere. Like, I just love that stuff, man.
Why don't we celebrate Christmas on the yacht? How's that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Want to know what Peter?
And let's decorate the helicopter and as Santa.
Oh my God, dude! Want to know what Peter Thiel says? You know who Peter Thiel is?
Dude, I served him.
Peter Thiel?
Yeah, he went to Gurney's, bro. I served him when he was in Newport.
No
When
way.
I was in the service industry, I served Peter, and I think it's Thiel, some German dude. He was the co-founder of PayPal with Elon Musk.
Yes.
I served him. Dude, I have a lot of stories about that, but I can't get into that.
Want to know what he says?
What?
Peter Thiel says the single-digit millionaire cannot protect themselves in America.
Yeah.
If you are a single-digit millionaire, you can't even provide your family with legal defense in a court case.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and I can't wait to see how it plays out as we get older.
I mean, dude, like, I think that was 3 or 4 years ago that he said that.
A lot of things have changed in the past 10 years alone, dude.
What do you think about that statement?
I think it's true to some degree. Like, if you start a business and you're a single-digit millionaire and you get sued by a multi-million-dollar corporation who has insane lawyers, I don't think you have a chance. If your family gets sued by a big corporation, you don't have a chance. I think a good lawyer you need a good lawyer and a good accountant.
How much do you need to be rich?
I would say, and I don't have nearly this much money, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, for you to be financially free and do whatever you want, I think 15 to 20 million, man.
I don't think it's that.
I don't think that'll include like jets, but I think that'll be a very, very nice life where you really don't have to worry about anything.
But
it depends what you want to do.
I think I'm asking it the wrong way. How much money do you need to never have to work again and still be rich? How much do you need in the bank?
30 million plus.
I would say it's somewhere around 45 to 50.
Okay.
The reason I would say it's 45 to 50 is because the things that are going to come up when you have that money is unpredictable. You're going to have to spend money on something you don't want to and that you don't expect. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, I know we post all the time, 100K is nothing. 100K is nothing. And people hate on us all the time. It's nothing. 100K is gone like that.
And here's the thing. When we talk about that, listen, it's mindset. If you set your goal, I want to make 100K, then maybe you'll end up making 20, 30K. But if you set your goal, I want to make $5 billion, even if you don't make $5 billion, if you make a few million, your goal is you're gonna make way more than what you would have made, right? It's more of like a shoot for the moon and you'll aim among the stars.
Exactly.
You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. The action and the reason that it's different, the reason you end up in a different spot is if my goal is 100,000, I'm gonna do 100,000 activities. If my goal is 5 billion, I'm going to do $5 billion activities. It's not the same activity. I'm not going to invest in the same business. I'm not going to start the same business. Because I'm going to look at the number.
I forgot who said this, dude. Yeah, I forgot who said this in chat comment, if you remember. This might have been Elon Musk. And I think he said, you get paid by how big the problems are that you solve. So if you're a burger flipper, you're not getting paid much because you're not solving big problems. But if you're solving massive problems, you'll get paid big money.
100%. Dude, if I want to solve the problem in the fitness industry right now and say that, man, gyms are outdated and gyms right now, people don't want to join, they don't like the sales process, they don't like the marketing process. Every gym owner in the country right now doesn't really know what they're doing on social media. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah. They're 50 to 60 years old and they're outdated on their marketing strategies. And I want to go in and I want to say, look, I want to create the next generation of gyms or the next generation of whatever you call it. Maybe it's a campus, maybe it's a land, maybe it's a whatever. But if I want to do that, that's a big problem to solve because I got to get people excited about the gym again. You know? That's a big problem.
Yeah, man. I think I agree. Dude, let's move on to some cool stories.
Please.
Let's move on to some cool stories that we have.
On the subject of marketing.
Let's talk about on the subject of marketing. Let's talk about some. Do you have a crazy marketing story? What's let me rephrase that. What's one of the What's one of the most memorable marketing experiences you've ever had?
That's a great question. And I think what you consider marketing, what I consider marketing, the funniest story ever that I have in marketing is, man, there's a lot of them. But the funniest story ever in marketing is I had a job in a place that required physical outreach. And I used to go up to people's cars and stop the traffic and like literally have them park the car and then come in, and then I would sell them when they came in. That's marketing. Getting people to come in somewhere is marketing. I went to people's cars and I stopped them as they were driving, had them park, and then have them come in the facility.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, hey, what's going on, everybody? And I would just wave to
What's
them.
going on? And then bring them around.
Yep. And also, when people were walking by, like there was this big glass mirror, and as people were walking by, I would knock on the mirror like really hard and get their attention. I would just point at the door. Be like, come on in, let's go. And then they would do it. And then if they didn't come, I would chase them down the street.
Hey, I can just picture you running like full force at them, dude. Join!
Come over! What's your craziest marketing story?
The craziest marketing story that I have. This one was interesting. We just launched a clothing brand, right? And we had to figure out different ways to market it. And we did the whole social media thing, but we wanted to do some physical outreach, just like you tried to do. We went to Newbury Street, Boston. For those of you familiar with Newbury Street, Boston, it's a strip of stores, essentially. High-end stores, some not high-end stores. Pretty, like, modern fashion stores, too. A lot of streetwear stuff. And our brand was streetwear, right? We went to every single store on Newbury Street. It was like 3 or 4 of us. We dressed up in our best attire. We went to every single store on Newbury Street, and we pitched the same thing to every single store owner. That would do like the consignments, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, you would sell in their store, and they would give you, or they would get a percentage if they sold it, right? So let's say you sell it for $100, and they get a 20% of the profits, so they would get like $20 or whatever, right? That's how it worked.
Affiliate marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And so we went to all the stores that would do that, even some that wouldn't. And actually, you know what? They never sold it, so I'm not going to say their name. They never sold. They still have them, I think. Maybe they sold them and took the money. But it was selling in Newbury Street, right? There was a store, one store. I think it was like 1 for $30. One store took us up on it. And they had 3 of our hoodies. I still have the picture of the store holding the hoodies.
That's hysterical.
But we never got a paycheck from them, so we have no clue if it sold or not.
Damn.
But it's funny, man. It's definitely, I know, it's definitely funny. Maybe they just screwed us over, but we were naive. We didn't really understand what was going on, so we just thought it was cool that we were selling in Newbury Street, technically.
Yeah, I mean, it's you live and you learn, right? It's
all right. So
it's wild. What do you do? Marketing
stories. Now sales stories. What's a crazy sales story that you have?
So this actually happened last week. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Happened last week. And I was coaching this girl, and I won't say her name, but she's a very, very nice girl. And she's like, man, I'm calling people, and they're telling me I'm not interested, and they're busy, and they don't have time, and they're telling me no. I'm like, listen, sweetie, no is a version of yes. Let me explain what I mean. She looked at me like I was out of my mind. And I was like, no is a version of yes. And she was like, what are you saying right now? And I was like, why is the person telling you no? Why is the person saying, I'm not interested, or I'm at work, or I'm busy? Why do you think, Tyler?
There's an objection.
No.
What? You're the sales expert.
Because I know. If I get in front of the person, the reason they say that is it's a defense wall. I'm not interested is a defense wall.
It's an objection,
I'm
right?
busy is
I'm
a
not
defense
interested
wall.
is an objection.
It's an objection.
Yeah.
But why are they saying it in the first place?
I think that has to do with the salesperson's. It's the salesperson's fault if they're not able to convey the message in a interesting way.
Not always. Not always. So
Okay.
if I come up and say, listen, I want to give you $10 million, and they say I'm not interested, how else are you supposed to communicate that?
Well, just
The
ask them
reason
why not.
that that's difficult. So the reason that they are saying I'm not interested or I'm busy is they don't want you to get in front of them. Because when you get in front of them, they're going to buy stuff they're not supposed to buy. My girlfriend said the exact same thing. I'm not interested. And this is what I told her. I was like, listen, her name was Ashley. I'll give her a name. Ashley. I said, Ashley, Riley Joe, my girlfriend, said I'm not interested the first day she met me. Why? Why all the noise? Because when I got in front of her, she liked me. But she told everybody that I'm not interested. Because she didn't want people to get in front of her. Because when they did, she liked them.
Hey.
Somebody
That was
tells you that they're not interested, only two things are going to happen.
Okay.
Only two things could even be happening. Number one, they're committed to somebody else. Or number two, they physically can't buy the product or talk to you. It's only
That
two
makes
reasons.
sense.
See what I mean?
I do. That's
Pretty
interesting.
wild, right?
Dude, my
What's your sales story? But yeah, she was like, what the hell about that?
so this one's interesting, right? And if
Please.
they ever see this, they'll know who I am, and this is funny. So me and my friend at the time was one of my business partners for the clothing brand. And I keep referring to the clothing brand because that's one of the biggest ventures that I've tried and learned a lot from, right? So we go to the mall, and we always kept stuff in the trunk of the car, right? So we always kept merchandise in the trunk of the car in case someone saw us wearing it and they're like, oh, I want to buy one. We'd be like, oh, we have some. You know what I mean? Just to make an extra sale. Because that gets rid of the objection. Oh, I wish you had it. I would have bought it. You know what I mean? I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And so that gets rid of that objection. So we always had it, right?
Yeah.
So we would guilt people into buying it if they said, "Oh, I wish," you know what I mean? And so we were walking by. We were on the third store in Province Place Mall. And we're going to the food court, and we walk by this kiosk. And many of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? There are these shoe cleaners at the stores, and they are aggressive salesmen. They will do anything to clean your shoes. They'll call you an asshole after if you walk by. Like they don't care, bro. And so we go up there, and we start talking to them, and they go up to us and they're like, oh, like, let me clean your shoes, blah, blah, blah. They're being super aggressive. We're like, how about this? They're like, we'll let you clean one shoe if you buy a shirt from us. Well, let's support each other, right? And they agreed to it. So we go back to the car. They wanted a medium t-shirt. And we go to the car. We go to the trunk. And the one t-shirt we had that was medium was the one that I was currently wearing. So,
No way.
So I took it off. I put a small on. I looked jacked. I put a small on. And it had like a stain on it or whatever. This was terrible customer service, but we weren't really an established business. This was just like a few kids trying to do it. We were trying to just get it out there, right? So we spray a few things of cologne on it, and we bring it back, and we find this like plastic wrap to wrap it up in. And so we wrap it up and we give it to him. He's like, "Oh, this is dope. Let me see it, man." He pulls it out and he's like, "Is that a stain? Is that?" And I'm like, "No, man, no, it's not. Like, what are you talking about?
It's
That
part
must
of the
have
tie-dye.
must have just happened." And he bought it and he gave us the money and we ran after that. We were out. That was the funniest.
That's ridiculous.
That's probably one of the funniest sales stories I've ever had. That's.
I actually have another one. And
I
this
literally
wasn't
sold the
reselling.
shirt off my back.
That's unbelievable. That's crazy. That's commitment, man.
That is.
That's commitment.
I
That's
sold
what
the
it
shirt
takes.
off my back. If you can't sell your own clothes, what can you sell?
Nothing.
What were you saying
Dude,
though?
I have another sales story that I personally experienced, but I wasn't the salesperson in this situation. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
So, and this kind of goes back to how gyms get a bad rep with their salespeople, why they seem like pushy or shuck and jive you, like, you know what I mean? Like those used car salesman people.
Yeah.
This is why the fitness industry has this rep. Bally's back in the day, actually what their sales tactic was when you would come into the gym, they would take your ID or your keys or whatever thing they wanted to take. And if you toured around the gym, they would give it back to you at the end. So they said. And when they would price presentation you at the end, they would, if you didn't buy, they would throw your keys on the roof and say, we lost them.
What?
Yeah, that's what they used to do. The old Bally's, dude. That's what they used to do. So they kept your keys, and if you didn't sign up, they said, we don't have your keys.
Are they still a business?
No, barely.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
It's like, it's old, like, that's like old tactics. Those illegal stuff now. But, I mean,
lost your
dude,
keys,
that's why
sorry.
they have a bad rep. That's why they have a bad rep.
That's why I've never heard of them, probably.
It's ridiculous.
Because they killed their reputation. That's awful. Shit.
Terrible. It killed the reputation of the whole fitness industry.
Yeah. Damn. All right. Moving on to, let's move on to some personal topics. You want to take care of this one, James?
Sure. So, all you guys know, I'm about alternative forms of education. It's my favorite thing. How do you even learn these skills? Because school doesn't teach it to you. College doesn't teach it to you. The elementary schools don't teach it. The high schools don't teach it. Nobody teaches this. How do you handle an objection? Where's that class? You take that class?
I don't take that class.
How do I market on social media? Where's that class?
It's nowhere on campus.
How about what's my click to conversion ratio? How to build a landing page. What is a landing page?
They won't tell you that here.
Anybody take that class?
They won't tell you that in class.
How about how to structure your business in a way that decreases your tax bill? Where's that class?
It's nowhere.
Well, why is that?
They'll tell you about ways to be employed for sure.
Why don't they teach that?
There's many reasons why they don't teach that, James. They don't want people to build wealth. School's a place
why is
where
that?
you educate yourself on being a good employee. Want
to know what Robert Kiyosaki says?
Let me just state this first before we go
ahead.
into this further. If you're not studying to be an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer, this is not specifically to you. You have to go to school, completely understandable. But to be a generic business major is what we're talking about. If you're a generic business major, is it necessary? All right, continue.
Please, yeah. So, listen, Robert Kiyosaki has a very interesting point on this. He's like, look, the reason that they don't teach money in school, they don't teach business in school, is because the government does not want you to know about that. Because the major corporations need what?
They need workers.
They need workers. They
Yep.
need slaves and they need employees.
Mm-hmm.
They need someone that they can pay for 35 years of their life, minimum wage,
Uh-huh.
and then get your pension. That's
Yeah.
what they need.
100%.
Dude, you need to become an entrepreneur. If you even have this mindset that you don't want to be somebody's employee, become an entrepreneur.
You know,
I'll
I
teach
have
you
a
how to do
feeling
it.
for
It's not that hard.
Yeah, I have a feeling for whoever's watching this. This is what you want to become. And hopefully we're able to help you in some sort of way, but I can't imagine somebody watching this who isn't trying to figure out what they want to do or who isn't pursuing something that they want to do currently. Hopefully we've attracted that audience.
100%.
That's the goal.
So, Tyler, let me ask you this. You were to start over again and your knowledge was wiped, right?
Okay.
And you had to go learn it again.
Okay.
Where would you go?
YouTube. 100%.
YouTube.
You know what I would look
so
at?
YouTube.
You know what I would look at?
Go ahead.
I would start off by not even necessarily just YouTube. I would look at who's living the life that I want to live, right? Because when somebody's done something that you want to do, they have the blueprint because they're doing it. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to be a farmer, where's the best place to go to learn? A farm.
People
you know
who
what I
produce
mean?
the farms.
So depending on what you want to do, I know my lifestyle and how I want to live. And so I would look up somebody who has that lifestyle and I would try to learn from them.
Agreed. And if you couldn't find that person, you'd go to YouTube or alternative forms of education.
Exactly. Alternative forms of education. There's plenty of courses that'll teach you stuff that you'll never learn in school. Like, you're paying 6 figures to go to school, and a lot of people think these courses are scams. However, if you pay a couple grand, which is a lot to some people, if you pay a couple grand, it's a lot less than a few $100,000 at university. But if you pay a couple grand, you can really learn some real shit.
I was making about $15 an hour and $20 every time I sold something on commission. And then I went and invested $8,000 in a course. And now I make 25 grand a month. What's the difference?
Yeah.
It's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's what I'm selling.
You've made more off a smaller investment. Your ROI on your education through courses is a lot better than your ROI on your years through the regular school system.
People don't understand that. They're like, well, you're supposed to invest in the ETFs and the funds and the stocks and the bonds. I'm like, why don't you just invest in yourself for a minute? Go learn a skill, God forbid.
That's one thing ever since I've been growing up, I never seemed to understand why people wouldn't just throw everything they have into themselves. And I get that everyone grows up differently and everyone's differently. And for the people watching this, you probably have the same mindset. I
was taught the same thing we were.
Yeah, I was always in a weird position, man, where I didn't really... I always had friends, but I never fit in because of my mindset, and I always knew that I wanted more from life. You're instantly in the minority when you think like this, but the 1% is a minority. You know what I mean?
100%. And what we mean by investing in yourself is this, and I'll compare it to something that's really relatable so people understand it. If you're an athlete, right? If you're a football player, if you're Tyreek Hill, right? And you want to get faster, are you going to invest in a stock, or are you going to invest in your speed?
In a training.
If Tyreek Hill gets a half a second faster, what happens? Somebody's going to pay him more.
Yeah.
Someone is going to pay Tyreek Hill more because he's faster. That's investing in yourself.
Invest in yourself. And here's what a lot of people don't understand. They hate the 1%, right? But do you know what stocks fund?
The rich people.
Right? You're investing in their companies, making them richer, right?
Yep.
What also doesn't make sense...
Want to know what they do with your money?
Dude, no, everyone who doesn't have money, all of their money is going to the rich person anyway. You hate Jeff Bezos, yet you shop on Amazon with all of your COVID relief money. You're spending that $1,500 on Amazon that's going straight into his pocket. Don't say you hate rich people. I respect the people. If I respect people who say that maybe they hate rich people, but they don't buy any of their products, right? Because you stand by your word. But I absolutely dislike people who say, oh, I hate rich people, I hate this, I hate that, but then support those exact people. You know what I'm saying?
Why do they hate rich people?
Maybe they can't fathom the idea of being rich themselves, and so they get insecure about it, and they feel a little down maybe. I don't know. A lot of it comes from, in my opinion... When somebody hates, there's very few reasons why they're hating, right? You've done something to wrong them in some way, or B, they're jealous of you. What other way could someone want to hate you?
That they want to be you?
Jealousy, yeah. Again, jealousy. So it's either you've wronged them in some way, or they're jealous of you. Those are the only two reasons I could possibly see that someone could hate you. So if somebody's saying they're hating rich people, A, they've probably never been in contact with that person, or maybe they have and they had a bad experience and that's why they hate them. But to say you hate them because they're rich makes no sense, because you fund half of their shit that they make.
What would you say to somebody to convince them that being wealthy is not a mischievous thing to do?
I would say, listen, it's possible, and you could be wealthy too. Imagine seeing the face of your mother when you buy her dream car. Imagine seeing the face on your kids when you can give them whatever they want for Christmas. Imagine seeing the face on your dad when you can give him his dream house. Imagine seeing the face on a bunch of families when you're able to give them a home. Imagine the happiness that you'll have when you can make a dog shelter and save a bunch of dogs. Every one of those things is possible if you have money. And so for people who don't think they can get rich, or I don't even know, whatever situation it might be, like it's possible for anyone. Some do have to work harder than others. That's just life, man. But I feel like the people who worked harder than others, they're the most dangerous.
Agreed. And listen, I know what you're gonna say already. Like, oh well, James and Tyler, you had a better start than us. I know I did. I know that. Mm-hmm. I already knew that. Listen, the fact that I had a better start than you doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you still can't achieve your dreams.
It
just means I'm going to move at a faster pace than you.
Yeah.
We all start on the track. Everybody's got to start at some point. Everybody's got to put the key in the ignition. I'm just in a Lamborghini, and you're in a Ford Explorer. Or maybe a Toyota Corolla, in Tyler's case. Tyler likes Toyota Corolla. He likes to hate on them for some reason. I don't know what it is.
But like, listen, it's more so like dude, you're crazy. We may have a head start, but that's not an excuse for you not to work hard to get there. You know what I mean? And again, it's a mindset. I know plenty of people who grew up in a great financial situation and they're doing awful. And
terrible.
They don't know how to work for themselves, and they don't know how to create wealth. And there are plenty of people who grew up with nothing who pass them. And I also understand this. A lot of people misinterpret generational wealth, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you come from nothing and you become a billionaire, right? Let me set it in this example. My parents came from nothing, and they worked hard to give me a head start. Now I work hard to give my kids an even better start, and then they work hard to give their kids a better start. That's how you create generational wealth. It's more of a mindset. You see the Rockefellers, they had an absurd amount of money, but now what are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? You have plenty of rich people where the train just stops after a few generations, and that's not generational wealth in my opinion. In my opinion, it's creating a family legacy. You know what I mean? And every generation, they make it easier and easier and easier for their kids, and that's instilling a mindset into your kids, and that's a mindset they'll instill to theirs, and then their sons before them. You know what I mean?
The one thing I don't like about the really rich people is this, and there's only a couple things I don't like, but this is what I really hate. When people get really rich, they just go behind a curtain. They start to hide. They start to hide in their little groups, and they don't want anyone to touch them, and they don't want anyone to know where they are, what they're doing. And I respect people who are really rich, like guys like Elon Musk or Grant Cardone or any of these big guys that we see, Patrick Bet-David. They go out and they show other people how to do it. I respect that. And that really that's what inspired me. That really is what inspired me to do this as well. I am going to make money. I'm making money now, and I want to show other people how to do it.
100%. I agree. I want to start some programs when I'm older to help young entrepreneurs, and I want to open up a few dog shelters. And I want to open up a few homeless shelters. Like there's just so much I want to do to help people. But again, the foundation of all that is money. Money doesn't mean you just want materialistic things. Money is the key that allows you to do anything.
100%. 100%. So let's go into that more. Where do we see this going in 5 years from an educational standpoint? Like, how much more information is going to be available, whether it's through new platforms like ChatGPT or Microsoft is going to come out with something wild, and Google is going to kill Microsoft after they come out with it, because they always do.
It's interesting how ChatGPT has affected schools nowadays. People are getting it completely, like, back then you can copy an essay, but they'll know if you plagiarized. But GPT will completely generate an original essay for you if you were to do homework or anything like that. I think it's super interesting how to see how teachers navigate through their students using that platform. But it makes me wonder too, more and more kids are finding more and more ways to cheat and get by school. So in reality, what does that mean for the degree? Because if nobody actually learned anything, what does the degree mean? Again, this conversation excludes medical students, engineers, and lawyers, right? If you're a plain business major and you cheat your way through college, what does that paper mean?
I think your school part is right on the money.
Okay.
But I'm more talking about like how this is going to become a search engine. AI is going to be so powerful that they can actually teach, these AIs can teach people how to be an entrepreneur better than you or I can.
Do you think it's going to replace Google?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Dude, think about it. You type in ChatGPT right now and ask it, like, what's the best setting for a Rode mic? It gives you a list of the best settings.
Yeah, that's insane.
If I type that on Google, bro, it's ridiculous. I have to go all through these different ads. I have to go through these different websites. I have to find the website that I trust to even give me the right information. ChatGPT is just going to give it to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my god.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think
Think about it.
Yeah, I think the educational system is definitely going to change in the next few years. I'm curious to see how the government and how the infrastructure of the United States and even around the world, I'm curious to see how they're going to adjust and adapt to it, right? Because what if you have AI taking the jobs and positions of teachers, right? What if you have AI taking the job of admissions, right? That's interesting, right? What if AI takes? But here's the interesting part, right? AI is completely unbiased.
Well, depending on who's programming it, yes.
True, but what I'm saying is, if AI is completely unbiased, I'm curious to see, just what happens, especially in the admissions. I'm curious to see what happens, because we're definitely in a unique time in this world. So I'm curious, man. This is interesting.
Yeah, because dude, think about it. They're just gonna see on your testimonial or whatever the hell you submit to a college these days that even matters. What did I call it? A testimonial?
Yeah, AI is gonna start taking over a lot
What
of
do you
jobs.
submit? An application, and that's what it is. Application.
Yeah.
So when you submit an application to a college, the AI reads it and says, "Well, this doesn't fit our needs."
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
See ya.
And it'll just read you like a number almost.
Yeah.
How did you perform in high school? I think it's interesting to see what jobs AI takes away, but I'm also curious to see what jobs will still be around in 30, 40 years. Like, think about it this way. Well, I think coding and software engineering and programming is
gone.
No, I think that's going to be huge, bro, because they're programming the AIs, right? But I think more like even appraisals in real estate. Think about it. You can have an AI evaluate real estate by looking at decades of data surrounding neighborhoods and cities and different comparables that you may have. I think that's extremely...
Tax accountants?
I think it's... Accountants.
Done. They're done.
That's insane. There's so many jobs, I feel like. And there may be a caveat. I feel like there's certain... I don't know the ins and outs of every single industry. Nowhere even close, right? But...
I think you're actually wrong on the programmers. Want to know why?
Well, you think it'll be able to program itself? Like some Terminator shit?
Dude, the AI is going to program the AI, and then that AI is going to program the next AI.
It's
not going to be us.
It's crazy to think about. And then you got Elon Musk's Neuralink. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, that's wild. I don't even want to get into that yet. I haven't brought myself to that yet.
I think that's too far. I want to get insanely wealthy so I can stay unplugged and not have to worry, you know?
Agreed.
Like just imagine having your family in the same neighborhood, no screens, nothing like that, and just enjoying nature and just really living life and not being sucked into to the media, not being sucked into all this BS online. I think that would be interesting.
We'll get there, bro. We'll get there.
100%. Let's talk about, if we're talking about longevity, dude. Should we get into some physicalities?
Sure.
Physical health, look good, feel good. We've talked about this countless times on this podcast, man. And there's something I want to say. There's something that has been bothering me lately.
Tell me.
I'll go to class, right? And I said this last podcast. I'm known as the guy in the suit, man. I'm always dressed up. Look at this. I got the red. It's Valentine's Day. Or it was 2 days ago, but I got the red suit to represent.
You got the blue, I got the red.
That's what I'm saying. So I started to get really bothered because I was walking to class and all I saw were sweatpants and sweatshirts. Everywhere.
Ridiculous.
Everywhere. First of all, you're paying hundreds of thousands to go to a school, and sweatpants and sweatshirts shows what? Shows your teachers that you just woke up. It shows your teachers that you don't really care. And also it means you're comfortable, right? Being in a suit, like, obviously comfortable, but not as comfortable as wearing sweatpants. When you are constantly putting yourself in a comfortable state of mind, your habits are going to become comfortable. You're going to become comfortable, and that is not healthy at all for a growth mindset. That's not healthy at all for someone who wants to excel. Being comfortable is the opposite of what you want. And if you're constantly dressed comfortable and you are constantly in a state of comfortability, I don't think that's a good thing, man. And I think more people need to dress up, and I think more people need to, maybe they don't have their style or their fashion yet, but I think more people should dress up. What do you think? I know you're the Tommy Bahama God. So what do you...
Dude, I mean, that's a better term than the king.
God.
Tommy Bahama God.
I don't even think they have an emoji
funny.
for, like, God, do they?
Maybe like the halo or something. But listen, man, if you have your own brand, like a Gary Vee, right? He's going to come in with a stain on his shirt, and he's going to come in with ripped jeans and freaking 10-year-old sneakers.
Because you know,
that's your brand.
You know who he is. That's the thing, though. You know who he is and what he's done.
Live it up. Live your brand. Tell your story. But somebody who doesn't know you, somebody who's going to judge you, and we all do it. We are prejudice. Every single person on this planet is prejudice, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So you always need to look your best, smell your best, feel your best all day long. Because the moment somebody looks at you, they're going to judge you based on how you look. That's the first thing that they know.
100%.
Then the second thing they know is, so how you look. Secondly, what comes out of your mouth.
How you talk.
Yep. How you look, how you talk.
100%.
Is this kid an idiot? This kid looks real. This kid looks like the real deal. This guy looks like the real deal. This girl looks like the real deal. What's going to come out of her mouth? What's going to come out of his mouth?
That's interesting you say that. I completely agree. I couldn't agree more.
You got to present yourself with confidence, man. And to have confidence, you got to know. You got to know.
100%. And
you can't just kind of know.
Exactly. And looking good, too. Again, going to the gym. When you go into the gym, we talked about this earlier in the podcast. We talked about this in other podcasts too. When you go to the gym, you feel good, man. Like, even just stepping in there, it sets your whole day up for success. And actually, there's an interesting study that came out regarding heart disease. I believe there's a few different universities who did it, but I saw the University of New Mexico. I think Columbia was involved in this study too. There were a few different studies. High cholesterol does not mean that you will have heart disease, right? Because they're starting to find over the years that there are plenty of people with heart disease that have low cholesterol, and there's plenty of people who have high cholesterol who are completely healthy. And it comes down to what type of cholesterol you have. So like HDL or LDL. LDL is considered bad cholesterol. HDL is considered good cholesterol. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
But the HDL is from being active and from working out. And they found that actually, if you have high cholesterol, but you have the HDL, you have the good cholesterol. If you have higher cholesterol, you'll actually tend to live longer. But it's the LDL. Yeah. It's the LDL from unhealthy habits, unhealthy eating, no exercise. The LDL is what clogs your arteries and eventually will give you that heart attack.
I think
that's
what the
super
lion's
interesting.
Eating. Measure the lion's cholesterol. How's that one?
You ready? Let me look that
I
up.
want to have what the lion's cholesterol has. Give me that. I'll do that. I'll do that deal. Dude, I mean, you're telling me that... Yeah, look it up. Dude, I have high cholesterol right now. I have it right now. but I have the good one. I eat red meat twice a day. If you don't eat red meat, bro, you're not going to have this itch. I'm telling you. You don't have the mental itch. You don't have the physical itch to work out. All you eat is like green and green again, and then blueberry and then green again. You're screwed. I'm telling you, you can't even close to compete. It's a mental thing, man. It triggers something in your brain. I don't know what it is. I'm not a health expert, but I'm just telling you from experience because I've been on meat and I've been off meat. I'm telling you, it's a difference. Big difference.
They have high levels of the good HDL cholesterol. The good cholesterol runs very high and the HDL will actually protect you from artery disease, from heart disease and stroke.
Heart of a lion, bro. Heart of a lion.
Not only will exercising give you the good cholesterol and it will give you a lot of it, it will actually prevent heart disease simply just by exercising. So I found that study to be extremely interesting because for decades we thought that high cholesterol was directly linked to heart disease, and now we know that's not true.
So what are some tips for somebody who's trying to look better, smell better, feel better from whether it's food, whether it's from activity, man? Like, what is the thing that's going to make them feel better, look better?
All right, T-Dusty is going to give young men some fashion tips right now.
Give them the Dusty Deluxe right now.
Give them the Dusty. I can't believe you just said that on this podcast.
Leave it in there.
There are a certain few of you who may or may not watch this video who know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what it means.
But, all right, jeans. Let's start off. You need a blue pair, you need a black pair. I prefer the black pair, right? It goes with any type of dress shirt. Black jeans, black dress shirt, boom, goes a long way. You need a white pair of shoes, you need 10 pair of shoes. And, by the way, you can get all of these super cheap. I got a white pair of shoes for $10 on Black Friday from H&M, and they look extremely good, and they go with so many different outfits. Zara is another great brand that is affordable, and they have great quality products. There's so many different stores out there. You can even go thrifting, you get some great shit. It really doesn't matter. Try to get a lot of neutral colors. I like darker colors just because of my skin tone and my facial features. But if you literally just have neutral colors and you're able to wear them, I'm more into like fabrics and textures now, but when I first started getting into fashion, I would literally just wear black jeans, black t-shirt, and maybe some like white shoes and cuff the jeans. That looks good, that looks clean. But if you want to dress up to a gray suit, you can get a blue suit, black suit, and you can get them relatively cheap depending on where you get them and how you get them. The best way to shop.
How about a belt? Where are you going for a belt?
My favorite belt that's lasted me 7 years is Versace, and I got it in Italy, actually. I went to Italy, and I got it there, and it was a lot cheaper because it wasn't foreign, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't an Italian product sold in the U.S., it was in Italy, you know? Versace's Italian, right? I think Versace's Italian.
I don't know. Have I ever told you this story?
Which story?
Why I can't leave the country?
Oh, yeah. You won't leave the country unless it's in your own jet.
I will not leave the country unless it's on my own jet. That's the rule I have for myself, man. So until it's on my own jet, the one that I've purchased that says next gen on the back or on the bottom. So people, when I take off, bro, people see the next gen logo right on the bottom.
And it's a tax write-off because you put your logo on it.
Exactly.
But the best...
You see Grant Cardone's jet? 10X?
The best fashion advice for shopping that I could give y'all right now. Listen to this carefully. There's seasons when it comes to fashion, right? Spring season, fall season, winter season. All these collections, right, that drop in the beginning of the season. And then they all get discounted at the end because it's like the iPhone, dude. The new iPhone comes out, the old iPhone's instantly cheaper, right? There's a bunch of discounts because they want to get rid of that inventory, right? Or whatever it may be.
iPhone.
So when the seasons change, right? Let's say it goes from spring to summer. At the end of the spring season, before the summer stuff comes out, they're going to try to get rid of everything. So you want to shop at these stores in between seasons, and you will find so many discounts. Absurd. I just bought blazers for $30 at Zara each. A $30 blazer, bro. Sport coat. Get some more. $30 at Zara.
I gotta get some more.
Great quality. I have 9 now. And also it takes time, right? You can see a massive wardrobe. I have a massive wardrobe now, but I still have pants that I wore 5 years ago, right? You build it over time. So take care of your clothes. Take care of your clothes so they last a long time, and build them over time. And don't sell all your old shit because it could come back in style and you could be like, oh, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? Because that happens to me still. I'd be like, shit, I wish I had that shirt. But you will build your wardrobe over time. Just takes patience. A lot of people think they just buy everything in one haul. That's not true. Buy neutral colors that are universal. Neutral colors are universal and that will go with everything, and your wardrobe will last you forever.
Agreed. I'm a big Lululemon guy.
Lulu's nice.
So listen, let me give you some tips too, because I had this problem. Dude, wash your face. Don't have acne. You walk in somewhere, you try to shake somebody's hand, man, your face is full of pimples, man. That's not going to work out well for you.
Dude, let me give them the spew that I gave you about skincare. You remember this?
Dude, yes. My skin was terrible. And then I had to get the Dusty special with the skincare.
All right,
he gave it to me.
Here's what I
see is much better.
Here's what you don't need a dermatologist. And this for most people. Obviously, there's exceptions, but you don't need to go to a dermatologist, right? Find out what type of skin you have. I grew up thinking I had extremely oily skin, right? And so I would get products to dry my skin. However, when your skin is extremely dry, it creates this thing called sebum, which appears to be oily, but it's your body's way of trying to moisturize itself. However, it's one of the main causes of acne, right? And hopefully I said that right, sebum. So when I thought I had really, really oily skin, it turns out I had extremely dry skin. So all I had to do was, and I had terrible acne, all I had to do was moisturize my face, and within a few months, it was all gone. With the exception of like a few breakouts once in a while, but that just comes with stress and that's normal. But really try to identify what type of skin you have, and I guarantee you from there it's easy. Yeah,
dude, listen, the skincare thing's a big deal.
It's also about food and water.
Haircut. Yeah, 100%. Dude, drink some water, eat the good foods, don't eat fried foods, cut out that, no good. Seed oils, I'm not a big seed oil fan. I'm cutting it out. But I wanted to tell you, man, like, get your hair cut. Yeah. Don't walk in somewhere with the fluff, with the fro. Go get your hair cut and have it look sleek and classy. You can't go in somewhere with some greasy hair. Wash your hair, wash your face. I can tell when you don't shower. When you walk into a job interview, if I'm hiring you, man, that's the first thing I'm looking at. Did this guy shower, get ready for the job interview?
100%.
Does he stink right now?
100%. Wrapping up, it's extremely important to dress well, to smell well. Let me know what cologne you guys use. I've got a collection myself. Maybe next time we'll get into that. However,
we have to do cologne collections next time. That should be like a segment.
So,
what's the most expensive cologne you have before we move on?
Oh God, it's a brand from Dubai called Afnan, and it's called Her Highness.
What the hell?
It actually, hold on, I'm gonna show this in the pod. I'm gonna show you the box that it comes in. And I love this brand. Now. I shop there a lot. This is the box, right? You can see this. Look at that.
Oh my God. Looks like a Rolex.
Yeah. Her Highness.
Dude,
it's oil based.
It lasts
48 hours. And it will run you a lot of money. Let's just say that. You guys can look it up. Afnan, Her Highness.
How much was it? You gotta drop it, man. You gotta give the people the truth.
I got it 2 years ago. Just around like 400. Let's just say that.
Really?
Let's stick with that. Yeah.
I got mine. I don't even know how to say it. Bulgari. Bulgari.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Bulgari. Bulgari is gonna run you $350. Any bottle you buy is gonna run you $350. The interesting thing is, if you like the cologne, they refill it for you.
I want to get
which is nice.
Baccarat's a good cologne. That's expensive. That's probably around like 500 too. I like.
Can't go wrong with Gucci Guilty either.
Yeah. Let's get into this in another podcast, right?
Yeah, another podcast.
That's a whole segment. let's go into some
That's
questions.
that's a whole podcast.
Yeah, let's go into some questions by the people. First one is, what was your biggest mistake? You want to answer that one first, James?
My biggest mistake, man.
And not your biggest regret, your biggest mistake.
Yeah, we already did biggest regret. My biggest mistake, man. Damn. My biggest mistake was I cared too much. I cared too much of what other people thought at a certain time in my life. And I thought that I couldn't do it myself. So I made some bad decisions that set me back a few months because I thought I had this limiting belief. Limiting beliefs is my number one mistake. It's everything. It's the core of everything.
Yeah.
Right?
When you set that ceiling, it's hard to break through.
Yeah. I mean, but if I had to identify one mistake, I would probably say, and my girlfriend's going to love this, I had the opportunity to move to Florida sooner and move in with her sooner, and I didn't.
I remember that, actually.
I was like, yo, yeah, you remember?
Yeah.
I was like, man, like, I don't know if I want to make the jump. I don't want to, like, I think maybe it's too soon. I should have done it. I would have been so much happier. I would have avoided so many things, man. Like, I should have done it sooner. I should have just taken the jump. It's my biggest mistake.
Yeah.
If I had to give one, that's one.
Hey, man, my biggest mistake is going to college in Rhode Island. Actually, no, I met you.
You regret that?
I don't. No, I don't regret it because I did meet you and I met a lot of good people through it. And I'm happy in the journey that it's given me. But I wish that, like you, that I would move sooner. You know what I mean?
Jump in the water sooner.
I wish. I think my biggest mistake is. I wouldn't even say that's my biggest mistake. Let me dive into this a little bit deeper. Let's go back to high school. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I was studying. I would go to all these camps. I went to Georgetown Medical School for a summer program. I did a few other things like that. But my main focus, ironically, was the money. Oh, it's a solid job. It'll get you a lot of money. And then I started to realize, wait, you can make a lot more, and I'd be a lot happier, and I'd get it a lot sooner if I were to become an entrepreneur and express my creative side. But I was stuck in this trap where it's like you need a good, solid career.
Yeah.
You need to sort of just get a safe job, and there was no risk involved. And I don't know.
How long ago did you realize that?
Everything changed end of my junior year. End of my junior year of high school. Everything, that's when everything changed for me, for sure. When I was about like 17 years old, I'd say.
Damn. I'm so jealous of you, man. I wish I was your age and had the knowledge you have right now. I would do anything to get those 4 years back.
Yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Everything that's happened to me, I'm glad it did because it got me to where I'm at right now. So,
me too. I mean, I gotta be grateful for what I have now, but I definitely wish I had a 4-year jump on myself right now. I wish I did it sooner. You know what? Our two biggest mistakes is going to college. That's our number one mistake.
But the crazy thing is, that's how I met you, man.
I know, so it can't be a mistake, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. It's life is a crazy thing, man, and what's meant to be is meant to be, and whatever's supposed to happen will happen, and we're just here for the ride, and we have to trust the process, put our head down, work hard every single day, and everything will come together, I'm sure of it.
So believe it or not, I actually had a question too, comment section, one of my big videos.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Do I get legal before, which means do I file for my business first, or do I get my first sale first?
You get your first sale first.
I want to hear your answer to that.
You get your first sale first.
I agree.
Because here's the thing, like, for example, let's say you were to start any sales company where you sell something. Why are you going to spend thousands of dollars to go legal when you don't even know if what you're selling works? you're just instantly down. You know what I mean? But if you were to make a few sales, A, you can use those sales and that profit to pay for the legal stuff, so you pretty much have zero down. But B, you have a year before it even matters. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to file you for your taxes right away. You have to do that at the end of the year. So you've got time. It's not like, I don't know, people just jump the gun before they know what they're doing works. And I think that's the problem with that.
Agreed.
You know?
And I think that's the stigma of like, and even entrepreneurs that I know that have millions of dollars get this wrong. They're like, well, because they're not young and hungry. They're like old and safe. That's a perfect way of putting it. Old and safe. But, yeah, they like to get legal, and they're going to give you advice to say get legal before you make money. But as young and hungry advice, go make your first sale, then get legal. Figure the rest out later. Because if you don't have any money, you can't solve a problem anyway.
Exactly.
But
oh, James.
Hit me.
I have a surprise for you.
Tell me.
Now, I'm going to send you a text message right now.
Send me the text message.
I'm going to send you a text message right now, and I think you're going to appreciate the contents of this text.
You see?
Read this text.
What?
I'll see you in April, man.
Flight booked April 6th?
April
You're coming to Orlando.
April 6th to April 11th. I'll see you. We will have a podcast where we will be
Holy
reunited
crap.
once again in a couple of months.
You know what? We're going to rent a studio. Since you got me this present, I'll rent the studio for a day. We'll do a real deal podcast in a studio together with professional microphones.
Dude, I'm flying down there. We're going to have a good time, bro.
You're flying down there. Listen, if you keep flying down here, I'm just going to convince you to stay here forever.
Hey, we'll see what happens, man.
What are the odds of that?
I think by the time I see you in April, we'll know.
You think so?
I think so, very much.
Damn. Yo, I'm so excited.
This is going to be good. And
Dude.
also, you've got a birthday present long overdue.
Well, I mean, I'd have to give... Well, no.
And I'm going to bring it down there.
I'm so excited, man. 23, bro. I'm 23 now. I'm
23.
Old. Yo, want to hear something crazy?
What?
I'm starting to see gray hairs in my hair right now.
You're lying, bro. There's no way you have gray hairs.
Bro, I swear to God, Riley Joe pulls them out of my hair all the time. They're just these silver hairs, man.
Oh my God.
Bro, I'm gonna go gray.
On that note, let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining us today. Young and Hungry Podcast. Stay tuned. Join the Discord. Follow our Instagram, TikTok. We gotta get a Twitter.
We do need to get a Twitter. We're gonna start streaming on. Eventually, we'll let you know when it drops. Follow our media. Just stay tuned. We're gonna drop on Rumble. We're gonna drop on Spotify and Apple Music and every platform we possibly can, to get it out there. So yeah, just stay tuned. Follow our medias, and we'll update you guys consistently.
Listen, if you guys want to stay in touch with us, you guys want to get access to us and actually watch the live podcast at that time, so you don't even have to wait a week. Come and join the Discord. Come join the Discord, man. You can have access to the podcast a week early before anybody else sees it.
100%. 100%.
More Young and Hungry advice.
On that note, let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for
stay smooth, brother.
For staying with us. Stay smooth. Peace.